Hey there, it's Boots Owen here. I've got a little, it's a Weedeater Featherlite. It's a little strimmer. It's basically a two-stroke engine with a shaft coming off it, so these are all pretty much the same. It's got a damaged air intake, which I'm not too worried about. For now, what I want to do is have a look at the fuel lines, because as you can see, maybe you can't, let's get in there. That fuel line there is completely dead. We'll get a better look once I've got this air filter off. The fuel line's completely dead, so I've ordered new fuel lines on eBay from China, and they've taken a long time to get here, but they're way cheaper, and that seems alright. It seems alright to me as a way to do business. So there's two screws for the air filter, set them aside, take that air filter off. There's not much to an air filter in here. It's just a little plastic box with a foam filter in it, which is a bit dry in that case. And then here, this maybe take the whole carburetor off, I don't know, but these two screws unscrew, and then we should be able to, I think they hold the carburetor on as well, so it might all come off. Yeah, it does in this case. And it's got a plastic manifold with like self-tapping screws, which is a bit weird. So both of these hoses are completely perished, and I'm gonna have to replace them. So I've given it a bit of a clean already. Hard to say, hard to tell. So somewhere in here there's a fuel filter on the end of one of these. So it looks like the smaller one has the fuel filter on it. And that filter's actually pretty okay as far as I can tell. Shouldn't be making it dirty. And then the return, what I can tell, just goes into the top of the tank. So let's get a knife and chop them off. And these things typically just sit and make a seal in the top of the tank just because they're squeezed that little bit. Okay, I think I'll try using the Allen key, but I might need a screw or something to push down with these. Yeah, let's just push us in. I'll need something smaller for the other one. So it was a 4mm Allen key, so I'm guessing it's roughly a 4mm hole and a 3mm Allen key for this one. Okay. So that's the one, the hose just fell out there, and there should be a tail end. I can see it in there, but it doesn't want to fall out. There it is. And that's what the end of the other one looks like. It's just got a little connection piece on there, but that's the return, I guess. So let's have a look at the new kit. Well, the kit comes with a bubble, which I can replace later. It comes with the two sizes of hose, and it comes with the filter. So I'm guessing I'm just going to put on all the new parts here. How to do it, this is the trick. Plenty of hosing there. What I need to do is push it through. So I'm going to push it through from the top and then try and hook it out and fit the filter and then drop it down. So maybe a little bit of silicone on here would help. This is silicone lubricant. You use it for drains. Just trying to pour out a little bit. It's just a tiny bit, that's all I need. Put that on there. Of course, this makes it slippy to hold. Just try and wiggle that around there. Easier said than done, you know. See, it would fit straight into the wrong hole, but that's no good. I think I'm going to take off the gloves for this, even though I don't like doing that. There's probably enough hose here to do 2 strimmers. That's useful in a way. You want to try and bunch it up somehow. So I think what I'm going to try and do is offer it from one side. I guess I could remove the tank, but there's a whole lot of hassle in that. So lie it on its side and then poke it through like this. I can always, if I damage the end, I can always cut it again. So I'm poking it through with a bicycle spoke. I've got to get the spoke out without pulling the hose out. Yeah, that didn't work. I guess that doesn't help that I've got a thread on the end of it. Okay, so I can get it in there. I have to thread it out, I guess, don't I? Yeah. Okay, what I'll try doing is using the Allen key. I think the threads on the I think the threads on the spoke were interfering there. That's a bit too big, maybe. That's the issue. So I'll get a 2mm Allen key. We'll keep going until we get it done. And the reason I've taken off the gloves is to be able to get a grip on this. It's looking better. Oh, it's popped up again. Might be us. No. So I'm just pushing it through. Very hard to know what's going on there. Let's zoom out a bit. Yeah, it is. It's going through. That's excellent. Okay. Now, how much is there? So there's about that much. What's that, about 5 inches? If I hook this out, if I can, there it is. It just has to be enough so that it can always soak up some of the fuel in the bottom. Doesn't want to pop on now, come on. There we go. It's very slippy. It's keen to slide off until you get it up over the ridge there. Of course, my dirty fingers then are clogging up this filter, but that's a filter, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. So we're nearly up. That's probably enough. Let's have a look at the old one. Yeah, it was just up as far as that shoulder, and the new one's pretty much the same. They have a little, it's not lead, it's some kind of alloy weight there, and then a snap ring that holds the filter on. Okay, so I'll give it a bit more space, and then give that a bit of a tug. It feels okay. I can always do it again if it comes off, but I don't expect it will. Tuck that in there. Then the other one, hopefully, will be a bit easier. This is the return line. And there's nothing in the kit to attach this, so I might reuse the old one. So just again, I'll zoom in on that. Just again using the Allen key to try and pop this in. This hose is actually a bit stiffer. The other option would be to cut it off at a bit of a slant. Put a bit of silicone on this now, this time again, because it might help. Or it might not. Come on in. I'm going to try using a screw. Oh, might have the same success as before. Let's get the knife and cut that off at a bit of an angle. So I've put it through there at quite an angle. Might help thread it in. Bit of a loose end there. And what I'm going to do then is snip this off once I get it through.
I can see just here at the tip of that screw is the top of the bit that I trimmed, so I need to try and get it over the line if I can. Just doesn't want to go in, and I can't pull it through from inside yet, so see, when you squeeze it like that, it just bunches it up. Feels actually either that my hand is slipping there or it's going in, one or the other. Might be that my hand is slipping, so I get a bit of cloth on it. Yeah. It might be going in there. Let's have a look inside. Oh yes, we're in. Okay, that's good. So then with the needle nose pliers, if I can get a grip on it. The reason I'm using the pliers, or trying to, was because there isn't much in. I'd rather nip it out and pull it with the pliers than try and push in more. Okay, oops. There we go. There we go. So then let's cut the end of that off square again. And then find this little joiner. I'll cut off the bit that was bad. We'll see if this will hold here. And this is really just to stop it pulling back out, though why it would, I'm not entirely sure. I want to get a grip on that. Okay. Put a little bit of spit on this to ease it in. I'm going to yank this back a bit because it doesn't need to have that much in there. Let's put that fuel cap on for the moment. Let's get this carburetor back together. There it is. So let's give that a wipe. And cut off these old lines. So the bottom is the, not the bottom, but the one that's straight out, I guess is what I should call it, is the flow. Look at how brittle that is. This one that's straight out is the flow, and the other is the return. The bent one is the return. Okay. So I think it goes on like that. So then how much do we need? Not sure I'm correct there. No, I think I am. Okay, so the flow, if I have it up to here, that should be enough. Now, not so much, I've got a little crank in it, a little bend in it there, so I think I should pull that in a little bit more, or make it shorter, but I'm kind of inclined to make it shorter, so I'll pull that in so it doesn't get caught. And then this one, a bit more difficult, I need a bit of a cut there, and it's got a bend in it. Bit of spit on it to lubricate it. Could have used silicone, but spit seems to work better for some bizarre reason. Okay, offer that up. Oh, before I do that, I should do this. Actually, I don't know. That bubble's okay. I'm not going to change something that ain't broke. It's a Walbro, if you can see. There, it's a Walbro carb. Okay, there's that. Bit of a crack in the plastic here as well, where my thumb is there. I'd say it's been dropped or sat on or something. So there's your choke up on top. And we put this back in. But you see the filter's covering most of that, so it shouldn't really matter that it is damaged. Obviously it's not ideal, but I'm not going to buy a new one for a machine that I don't know works. The issue with a lot of these two-strokes is that people had a great idea of running them without any two-stroke oil. They just run them straight petrol and then they seize, and of course they'll run again, but you've scored the inside of the piston and they're just such a cheap item. There's not much point in doing anything with them. And then they leave them in the shed, and then someone like me finds them years later when everything's crispy. Okay, I'll put some fuel in it. We'll see how we go. Okay, so I've got fuel in it. Got that tightened up. Check that the throttle works. There it is. And choke, full choke. So let's see if this priming bubble works then. I filled it quite full of fuel, so it's dripping out the breather there. I'd prefer if it didn't for now, so let's try. I can see fuel coming up the hose now. There it is, the bubble's full. And you can see it squeezing back down, the bubbles squeezing back down the return there. That's it, okay, should be ready to go. Not a chug. My finger on the throttle there. Not a sausage. Okay, let's have a look at the spark plug then. Oh, it's stuck in there, hey? See if we're getting a spark. I've got the door open on the garage here. Plug looks quite dry, but looks okay. Put that on there. Now. I'm not seeing anything there. Give it a clean. I've heard all sorts of stories recently about not using the wire brush to clean them. That you should burn them off with a hot blow lamp. I can see a little spark in there. I don't know if you can. It's only small though. Don't know if I have another little plug like this. We'll try it at that now that we can see a spark. Okay, power on, choke full. That sounds more like it. Woo, should have zoomed out there. You heard it anyway. Let's try it one more time. Choke off a bit of throttle.
that's pretty good. I don't see any blue smoke off it. I actually didn't see any smoke at all. That doesn't smell like there's any smoke, which is a bit peculiar really, but I think that's a good job. Quite happy with that. And if it runs like that, just with that little weak spark, then a new spark plug won't hurt this machine at all. So that was the fuel line on a Weedeater Featherlite, but pretty much the same for any flow and return carburetor on a Weedeater. I'm quite happy with that. One of my plans is to try and stick this onto a scooter. Don't know if that's going to happen. Keep an eye on my videos, subscribe to my channel if you think you'd like that. If you've got any comments about what I did, leave them below, or if you've got any questions about what I didn't do, or what I did do, leave them below as well, and I tend to answer all of them. Okay, thanks for watching. See you later.